Hey guys, welcome back to Inchworm Gardens. On today's video, we're going to do another full garden tour. I'm going to show you everything that's growing, and at the end of the video, we're going to harvest some beets for dinner tonight. Let's get started. The date is June 3rd, 2020, and the garden has just exploded over the last couple weeks. Super happy with how everything's growing. Alright, so let's show you everything. So this is where we had our green and red radishes. Those are done, so we've replaced them now with ground cherries, a wonderful little berry. Grows in a little husk like a tomatillo. You'll definitely see a lot more of those as they progress. Here's our dill, growing really well. Starting to put on some flower heads, which I'm totally okay with. I don't mind this going to flower. Dill and fennel both attract caterpillars that turn into beautiful butterflies, so we're providing some food for them. Same thing with the tot soy. So these greens are basically going to flower. They're kind of, the temperature has gotten too hot for them to grow continue growing leaves, so they're now going to flower. And they are also providing lots of nice pollen for the bees and flies, so we're keeping that around as long as we can. And the leaves are still tasty. We're still eating those. Parsley's growing wonderfully. Here's the beets. So this is two different types of beets. We are, like I mentioned, we're going to harvest 2 of these squares tonight. We're going to make some roasted beets for dinner. Chamomile, growing really well. No flowers yet. Looking forward to those coming along soon. It's our toothache plant. Got some little buds. Lemon balm's growing. This is one of the shishito peppers. This is where we had our arugula. So arugula is done, so we switched it out with this shishito pepper, and that's growing nicely. There's the tot soy going to flower. Pink celery, getting shaded out by this boar edge, but that's totally fine. This is such a cool plant. These are edible flowers. Looks beautiful. The flowers are actually very tasty. They taste like cucumbers, and the bees just love it. Really cool edible flower. This is the holy basil. There's our other shishito pepper. Check it out. Got a lot of nice peppers on the way. Carrots, we've been eating a lot of carrots. They could grow bigger, but me and my son Wesley are impatient, and we pick them small and we eat them, and they're delicious. The nasturtium is flowering. We got orange and red flowers. I'll come around the other side so you can see those better. Getting a lot of Swiss chard. Look at these nice colors. We have a yellow, bright pink, another yellow, white, really tasty green. Cilantro is also a little past its prime. It's starting to taste a little soapy, but we're still using it for tacos and stuff. Got a lot of that. The lettuce, surprisingly, is still doing just fine. It is getting pretty hot for it, but it doesn't seem to be going to flower yet, and still tasty. We're eating a lot of that. Same with the kale. Now the peas, they are definitely on their last leg. There's a few more flowers, but I don't know if they'll actually set fruit. We've been eating a lot of those, but this is definitely the final days of the peas. Let me go around the other side. So this is exciting. This is the bachelor button, our first bloom. Look how pretty that is. A dark, really dark purple. And next to it is going to be a blue variety, just starting to bud there. But both of these plants are just loaded with flowers. This is my first time growing them, and I can already tell they're going to be very pretty. Excited about that. Our teddy bear sunflower. Hasn't opened yet, but see a nice little sunflower head there. Got 4 little plants. These are just small little miniature sunflowers. And then check out this nasturtium. Really pretty. This whole plant is edible. I honestly am not a huge fan of the flavor. It's almost like a horseradish flavor, which I do like horseradish, but it's almost too zingy for me. Not my favorite, but check out these flowers. They're very pretty. Also edible. That's a fun one. It's the calendula. And these are the mulberries, coming along nicely. Morning glory is flowering. Sorry, the light's a little harsh over here. Fig tree's growing well. Hops is growing good. Tomatoes are all doing nicely. A lot of green fruit. Look at that roselle plant. Okra. This is the Malabar spinach. It's a heat tolerant, not actually a true spinach, but the leaves taste like spinach. We grow it in the south here. Corn coming along nicely. Peas, we've still got a lot of peas on here. But probably be maybe another week and a half until they're all gone. Now, this is the muscadine. It is growing nicely in here. Unfortunately, we had some die off on this little stem. There was more leaves on here, but they died off. I don't know if it was from the heat or lack of water or what, but looks like there is more growth down in the tube, so that's okay. There'll be more coming. Check out these. This is the tomatillo. Getting really big. All the different tomatoes. Look at that. Really excited about this. Berkeley tie-dye pink. These nice peppers. Another shishito there. Sugar Rush peach. Jalapenos. Look at these basil plants. Just about basil harvesting time, which is exciting. We have our nice sweet basil. This is the lime basil. The flowers on these things are crazy. They are so fruity. They honestly taste like lime Trix cereal. Like they're so fruity, almost artificial, but really nice lime flavor. Purple basil, lettuce leaf basil. Tomatoes. Look at all these blossoms on the Berry's Crazy Cherry. That is pretty wild. Beans are starting to really kick out production, which is good. They're still a little small, but look at this really pretty color. All right, let me go help my son, who is looking for his mother. These have a really, really nice flavor. This is a different variety. A lot of nice beans coming on there. So this is a dragon tongues, and this is a Borlato Vivo something. Has like these really cool reddish pink beans. Got another round of ground cherries, some zucchini and squash, and some more sunflowers. Here's our zinnia. Blackberries coming along. Raspberries. This is a volunteer tomatillo. It means it just popped up on its own. Some seed left in the ground. Blueberries. The hyacinth bean vine. Look at these beautiful flowers. Really pretty. These are purple peas, again, kind of on their last leg, but we're still enjoying them. Blueberries. This is our mystery tomato, the one that just popped up in our mulberry container. So we've transplanted it here and it's growing just fine. This is our quinoa, growing really well. This is a very cool plant. You can see these little flower heads starting to grow. Really happy with that. These are some flowers. Some more peas. This is our pineapple sage. Got a beefsteak tomato there. And our hops growing really well. Wesley loves the peas.
If I can sneak one.
You gonna sneak one?
Yeah, that can you give me so I can get one from there.
Sure.
Alright. I got from the heart.
All right. Here's our cucamelons, growing really well. I think our idea of them trellising along this air conditioner blockade is going to work just fine, because it's definitely going. And that's just 2 plants, and there's already some tiny little fruit. These are really small little cucumber type fruit, and it's kind of hard to focus, but anyway, that's going to be really cool. Growing nicely. All right, that's pretty much everything. It's a beautiful garden. Very happy with it. Can't wait for the tomatoes and peppers to really start coming on. And it's cool, the garden just goes through different phases. You got your cool season veggies kind of phase out, and then the more warm summer crops coming in. And it's just an ever-changing thing. Really, really cool. All right, so I think about half of these beets are ready to go, so we're gonna pull a bunch of them out and make a nice roasted beet
What's that big one?
dish for dinner. All right, so let's get harvesting. All right, check out this harvest. Pretty impressive, huh? Now some of these are pretty small. I grew them real close together, closer than I should. But hey, that's a lot of beets. That's gonna be a tasty little dish. Now check this out. I want to show you something cool. Look at this variety. It's called a Chioggia, I think. I'll do a video specifically on it to show you more about it. But it's this nice red beet with green leaves. But when you cut it open, look at that. Isn't that cool? Real sweet flavor. It's a little bitter on its own, but when you roast it, really nice earthy flavor. That's a fun one. All right, that's it. Hope you enjoyed it. There's my garden. There'll be more updates as the garden continues to grow. I appreciate you guys watching. I'll see you on the next one.